Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe.
We hope you enjoy the video.
Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of Orc Rogues, where we bring to you everything nerdy, geeky, and just plain fun. My name is Thomas.
And my name is Derek.
Now, today we do have a bit of a different show for you. A while back, you may recall that Derek here reviewed one of the Grip6 belts from Grip6. Well, we have two more to talk about. So, fun little bit of information. This part of the video is actually taking place 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
We're going to put these belts and the buckles for them through their paces. That way we can give you a good, complete, honest review, and this is the first time we're taking them out of the box. Now, they were sending you one of the Craftsman belts, right?
Yeah, one of the Craftsman series.
You've been using them. You've had two now.
I can't imagine not like. I'll be honest. It's it's still the same belt for the most part. What we're reviewing is material in this case, and really just style in this one. I can't think of anything really different on this one other than the style.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you saw the packaging from the last ones, and it was different.
Yeah, this packaging is honestly much nicer. I mean, there literally was no box before. It was just like, kind of wrapped together with this little cardboardy thingy. I don't think there was a box. I don't remember one. It certainly wasn't this nice.
All right, well, let's get into them. So, which one do you have? Which one do I have? Yours.
You have mine. Okay.
Yeah, I have the.
And surprise, I have yours.
Wow, what were the chances?
I know.
Especially after I had already opened the one that was yours. All right, so we can go ahead and talk about yours.
All right. Mine is from the Craftsman series, which, if you look at it, is they look wooden. It looks like a wooden belt buckle. It's not a wooden belt buckle. It is actually, though, a really, really nice pattern on an aluminum buckle. I'm not real sure what process they used to get it on there. I asked, and I think they missed that part. So I don't know if it's just printed or what. But
may I see it real fast?
Yeah.
It almost appears like it might have been hydro-dipped. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it looks really, really nice. Like, it's a nice wood grain.
And one thing I'm seeing right away, just looking between the two of them, yours came just like that.
Yeah.
Mine has a cool little plastic covery thing protecting the finish.
Yeah, the one I got before had a cardboard covery thing, almost just like that, actually. So I'm kind of wondering if they just left it off of this one.
They might have. But yeah, it had... Oh, getting caught. There we go.
I do know that
a little plastic cover thing.
I do know that the plastic cover and this are like brand spanking new, so it's very possible that they're still getting everything done there.
So I got the carbon fiber belt with the what was the name of this design?
They call it the Carbon 6.
No, the buckle design.
That was the Labyrinth?
Yes, the Labyrinth design. So I was a little familiar with this material as fashion, I guess, coming into this, because this ring is incredibly durable. It's actually made out of forged carbon fiber, and it is incredibly lightweight. So I was not surprised at all when I'm looking at this belt, and there's no weight to this buckle. Here, let me do this. Fair warning to at least that one person from the other review. I'm about to pull the belt out of the buckle, it does make a sound that is unsettling to some people, and I know that feeling because I cannot stand the sound of scratching on corduroy. So,
corduroy? Really? I thought you were going to say chalkboard.
Nope, corduroy. Can't stand it. So, there you go.
Oh my gosh, dude.
It is incredibly lightweight.
You know what? I thought that this one was light.
Sound again.
Yeah, sorry. We'll try to keep warning. Dude, there's a substantial difference, actually.
Can I compare?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And
this has
mind you,
no weight to it.
Yeah, and mind you, this is really light. I mean, like the aluminum belt buckle is a really, really light buckle. Mm-hmm. I honestly didn't think that this one would be that much lighter. That's crazy. Wow.
So, that is our first impressions from unboxing. We are going to be back with you in 2 weeks to show you the rest. Granted, you're going to see it in about 2 minutes. Not even. In fact, it's coming up right about, and we're back. It's been 2 weeks now. We've both been wearing our respective belts for the entirety of the 2 weeks. Actually, we did the unboxing, and I took my old belt off, threw it on the ground, put this one on, and I tell you what, it's a nice friggin' belt.
Yeah, it's new to you.
I mean, I've never worn one before. I didn't think it would hold.
Really?
Yeah. With the whole with the way that it holds, I thought it would just slip right out, especially with me being a little bit bigger than you are. I have been really impressed.
I'm glad, man. I was good. It's a solid belt all the way around. I was more curious. I mean, I knew how the belt fits. I knew that it's comfortable. You know, it's not something new to me as far as like how it works and how it feels. I knew all that. I wanted the Craftsman belt mainly just for the look. I needed a lighter belt, and it was there. But I was actually curious about the coating and the pattern on here, rather. I don't know. For some reason, I was thinking that it was going to scratch off kind of easy. It was going to be like, I didn't know. I didn't know if it was painted on. I don't think that's on their site, at least currently. They're redoing their site, but I don't think right now that information is on there.
Yeah.
But we found out that it is a powder coating and apparently a 3-stage process, and it is crazy, crazy durable. I have scraped it up against bricks, not on purpose. I wasn't trying to destroy the belt. It's just how I work. Each time I was like, oh man, I just ruined it. It's done. Yeah. And then I look down, and I mean, there's nothing. It looks new. So it's a sturdy belt, man.
And I've kind of had the same thoughts with this. Granted, I'm familiar with actual carbon fiber material. I know it holds up to scratching and all that sort of stuff. As long as it keeps its coat and everything, it does really well. And this is just beautiful. But we'll show you a little bit more of that up close in just a moment. But my gosh, it feels amazing. Just everything about it, I have been really happy with it. Now, I will tell you a couple of thoughts that I've had. The thickness of the belt itself, it's not very thick. No. And sometimes I've grabbed it to put it on, or just feeling my pants, making sure they're where they're supposed to be, which they always were. Right. And I felt like it was just overly thin, and that I was almost cutting myself. But yeah, it's thin, but it's stupidly durable. And it's actually incredibly nice. But yeah, let's get up close for a moment. We're each going to show you our respective belts, the buckle, the belt themselves, and let you see a little bit closer. Alright, so here we have the Carbon 6 Grip6 belt. I'm going to go ahead and take this belt, the buckle off the belt, so be warned, there will be that noise. Not as bad this time. There it is. Alright, so the buckle itself is still in amazing condition. You should be able to see just how incredibly shiny it is. It looks a little scuffy now on the camera, but it's just because of the finish of it. It looks incredible still, both on that side and on the back side there. It's amazing. It's held up perfectly well. We're going to put the belt back into it here. Here's the sound. And as you can see here with the belt, it's still in wonderful, wonderful condition. There are a couple of spots where it's kind of formed a bit of a mark from being there from the pressure. I believe we have another bend right in here, which is normal for these type of belts. There's no real sign of deterioration on the belt itself. And then of course here where it latches in, you can see where that's kind of indented. The belt as a whole, it's not going anywhere. It is amazing. And now we will go on to Derek's.
All right, and here we have the Craftsman series belt. This one is actually an olive buckle. We'll see there, and on with a khaki strap. And they have 3 different styles actually. You can get this walnut, olive, and bamboo, I believe. But same sort of thing. I guess watch the sound. Might be a little louder. The mic's right there. But here on the buckle, you can see actually very, very smooth. A lot of detail on that. I mean, it looks really, really good. Both sides all the way through. The powder coating is just darn impressive. I mean, like I said earlier, I have really put this thing through the ringer. I'm not saying, go hit it with a hammer or anything like that and see what you can do to it. But I thought for sure I would have scuffed it up by now. And I mean, there's not even a mark. It's done very, very well. Incidentally, this buckle here is 0.9 ounces. I mean, that's pretty dang light. The Carbon 6 buckle that Thomas was showing you earlier is only 0.5 ounces. That's almost half the weight of this, and this thing weighs nothing. So both of them are extremely light, very, very impressive. So far, we've loved them. I mean, anyway, onto the strap, just a little bit about it. Here it is, all one piece. And as Thomas mentioned, you can see some wear. I don't even know if you could call it wear. Like here, just let's see, on mine, I know there's some. Here's a little bend there. Things like that happen when you wear the belt. It holds the form a little bit if there's a lot of stress on one area. If it's kind of bent like this, which happens sometimes on belt buckles, or not buckles, loops, belt loops. But I will tell you this, that from their original strap, which this is not, their original strap was actually quite a bit thicker than this one. And these new ones actually hold those creases much, much less than the originals did. The originals were really bad about, I mean, they would literally, you'd walk around and they would actually look about like this. And these actually kind of spring back a whole lot better. I'm really quite impressed. My one slight gripe on it is this little area here, where they melt this to kind of hold or keep the belt together. It used to have a little bit of a curve, kind of slant to the melt and the cut, and I kind of liked that. To be fair, you never see this. It's always up under, so it's really not a big deal at all. My one little whine, I guess I'm entitled to one. Now this part where the belt loop actually, locks in, or where the buckle locks into, this is just, this is one piece. It's pretty impressive. It's just melted on there. It's actually this material right here melted to form that. So it's like one piece. It's really, really sturdy. I can't imagine it falling apart. Anyhow, that's about it. Let's go back and wrap it up. So you've had a chance to wear the belt for about 2 weeks, and I've been wearing one for months now. But your closing thoughts? What do you think about it?
I think it is just awesome. This one, actually, both of them look just slick as all get out.
Yeah, they're Nice.
I did find out we were curious about the colors of the belts for the Carbon 6 series.
Oh, yeah.
I did look into that, and they're basically just paired up because they look nice. There's no difference between the Carbon 6 series and the regular series actual belt.
So you can mix and match them still?
Yeah, you can. They're the same, just different colors. And I believe that's the same case with the Craftsman series. Other than that, they're great. They're really amazing belts. I know it sounds like we're just fawning over them. There's a reason. They're nice. The biggest complaint I could possibly have about this belt is, warning, that sound. That is the biggest complaint I could possibly have, and that is nitpicking.
Which after a while you almost kind of like.
Yeah. It's a bit of an odd
be
sound.
fair.
Now, granted, there, like I mentioned in the opening, there are some people who just have a thing with certain sounds, and I could see how that could be one of those sounds. Absolutely. Might be something for Grip6 to look into. Not sure it'll make a big difference.
I don't see a way to get around it.
No, not really. And it's if it's one of those sounds that just grates at your last nerve, maybe not the belt for you. Otherwise, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is a very, very low profile belt. I mean, it's meant to be. It's meant to be thin. It's meant to be light. It's meant to be strong. You know, and I think I said this on the last video. I don't remember. I know I typed it in at some point on comments. Months and months ago, when I very first got one, I was mildly disappointed when I opened it because I thought it was cheap. Mm-hmm. You know, like my first impression, like just holding it, it was so light and so, you know, just like there's just not much to it, you know? And that was my very first thought. I was like, oh man, it's just cheap. And then I was like, I gave it a chance and wore it for a bit, and I was like, this is not a cheap belt. You know, this is entirely worth it. And it is what it is. You know, if you want something that's light and comfortable and doesn't really feel like you're wearing a belt, you know. And
it's true. It doesn't. Yeah. It's nice.
And looks slick. You know, I mean, if you want those things, then it's probably the belt for you. You know, if you want that, you know, thicker leather belt and all that kind of stuff, then it's clearly not the belt for you. But.
And I did we did have some people talking about if they were to make a leather version, and you know, it's not a bad idea. But what I believe the thought process there is, leather is going to break over time. It's going to wear out. It's going to shred.
And you know, on this, just the way this fits in there, like we might hold that up later. If you see how this goes through it, it's and when you have pressure on it, it's not a little bit of pressure,
right?
You know, it's going to put a lot of strain on that leather, and I would see the leather breaking and cracking actually relatively quickly. Yeah, I think they wanted to. You know, I could be wrong with that. I think I remember them saying at some point in time they wanted to do something like that. I just don't think they've figured out the logistics on it yet.
It would be difficult.
Yeah, but the strap thing is, I mean, perfect for it. And I think I said this on the last one. I don't know, but they improved the straps actually.
Yeah. And you know, when you first started talking to me about these belts, my first thought was that is a lot of hype over a belt. I mean, it's a belt. It holds your pants up. It does its job. I'm going to tell y'all something. You're going to have to almost see it to believe it. We're of course speaking very highly of it, but having it in your hands, actually putting it on, you can tell there's a big difference between this belt and any other belt. And if you'd like to find out for yourself, we're making it a little bit easier on you. We do have a coupon code, and it's a big one. 25% off your order if you use the coupon code ORC25OFF. That's ORC25 OFF when you go to check out with your new belt. They are phenomenal.
Yeah, and just one note on the coupon code. We'll have it in there somewhere, but there is a limitation on the coupon code in the sense that you can buy a bunch of belts, but on the site there are some specific bundles of like 3 belts or something like that. It's like a business collection, and
Yeah.
they have some of those. Those are already discounted, and I'm pretty sure that the coupon code doesn't apply to those.
It doesn't.
But it does apply, like if you want to buy 5 individual belts, or something like that, it should be on that just fine, just as long as it's not like one of those specific bundles.
And another thing to mention about the site is that they do have a chat window. If you have any further questions, you can go on there, click that chat window. They're more than happy to answer anything you have.
Yeah, they're superstars, man.
Their customer service is phenomenal. In preparing for this review, we reached out to them a couple of times to ask some questions through that system because we needed a response a little faster than the email. And they were on it.
Well, I forgot to ask a question to the guy I've been talking with, and it just completely slipped my mind. And the last second, I was like, oh, you know what? I'll look on the site. Couldn't find the specific information on the site, and this little chat thing popped up. And at first, I'm like, there's no way that's a real person. And
it was.
And it
absolutely.
was. It absolutely was a real person. And she was super, super helpful. And mind you, it's not early right now. We film late. So the fact, and one of her comments on there was like, if you need anything, I'm always here. And I'm apparently believing that. So, thank you. That's about all that we have today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you get a chance, please like, comment, or subscribe on this one. Also, visit our website, orcrogues.com. That's about it.
Yep.
Until next time, we are
Orc Rogues.